It was unbelievable. But
we're only scratching the surface of corruption.
and this goes on everywhere with the Brotherhood of the Bar. And God forbid if you're an old person and don't have somebody watching out for your interest in your latter days. You're at the mercy of law guardians and courts. And then after they have you all safe and sound in an old folks' home or a medical facility, they bankrupt you, the lawyers divvy the take, and then they stick the hand out to Medicaid. And then all the taxpayers have to keep this old person that shouldn't have to be kept at all, should be at home visiting their friends. But all that said, I had evidence related to our matter. I found where they would take $50,000 at a time out of Merrill Lynch, deposit in a bank teller machine, take $500 a day out, and put it in the Brookline Savings Bank. I found bank accounts.
Wow.
I found
bank
accounts
fast finagling.
Huh?
Talk about fast finagling. My head is spinning.
Well, this is an ex-FBI agent that was doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, that said, once I found bank accounts in the Brookline Savings Bank, which was half owned by Putnam Investments, which was owned by Marsh McClellan. The boss of Marsh McClellan's in Brookline. Larry Sumner's is Brookline. Robert Glauber's in Brookline. A lot of folks are in Brookline. A lot of former SEC lawyers, etc. All teach at Harvard. Robert Posen.
Yeah.
You see how these names come off the top of my head? But anyway, there's a huge money game with other people's money, and they use the taxpayers' money to bilk the taxpayers with.
That was just publicized with, as we mentioned time and again, with the Madoff affair. But that's only one of the culprits.
Now, Madoff, here's a good example. Did you see the hearings that I caused that the transcripts and the webcast disappeared? Did you look?
Yes, I have, yeah.
Now, that was 6 months after they tried to take me to Guantanamo Bay, and I actually won 4 judgments by default in those matters.
Good for you.
No. You win that kind of money, you're dead. Why do you think I've been hiding in Canada for years?
You're not the only one I'm aware of, that's right.
Yeah, well, but the thing about it is in 2002, did you look at the memorandum of law that the U.S. Attorney filed?
No, I didn't see that. I didn't have a chance yet.
Well, I realized that my problems went all the way to the Oval Office by way of the fax from Ashcroft to the U.S. Attorney.
Hey, they got their eyes on you, and they're listening right now. All right, David, I'm going to come back. We don't have much time. I'm going to wrap it up with you, and then I want to leave our audience with some info. So you stay there. We'll come right back with 4 or 5 minutes of the program, Dave. I don't have time to really delve into all of the extensiveness of these ongoing cases that you've been involved in persecution, but I do believe you, and I do know how the game works. But the thing is, to sum it up, wait a minute, hold on. To sum it up now, because we don't have time to do it tonight, we're going to have to continue on and do maybe a whole show on this and invite participation. Just tell me, the bottom line is you left the United States because of this, and you went to Canada?
Well, in 2005, I'd been arguing in Dorchester District Court for a year.
Dorchester, yeah. I'm familiar with the area.
Judge Sidney Handlin, probably one of the world's most evil lesbians, who hates me more than life itself, and I don't mind. She and I were in quite an argument. I kept trying to remove the matter to district court, proper jurisdiction, U.S. District Court, and she kept trying to lock me up as some sort of madman.
Uh-huh.
And meanwhile, they had done all kinds of things. They'd had an auction from my family home over unpaid rent owed to no one with unsigned court orders. They'll do anything to stop you.
I understand. This gets far and afield. It goes into many different
So I explained to my wife, I can't defend her from jail. So I had to split to Canada, and then they threatened to arrest my wife, and she left the home, and they were in and took her home and all her possessions. But that's a personal story, and to grab the interest of your listeners, right, and why to stay on topic about love of money and Zionists and Bernie Madoff, this should interest the most listeners.
Mm-hmm.
And they can research it for themselves by typing in my name or Bernie Madoff's or whatever. because you can see the emails that Mark Litt, the U.S. Attorney in New York, filed under seal on March the 10th. I sent you them.
Yep.
But
the name is David Raymond Amos, and people can do that. But you know what? I'm going to have to just let you go right now because I'm almost out of time, David. I enjoy talking with you, but time is the killer, and all I can say is we'll do it again as soon as we can, if not next week, and have you on. If you could be on at the beginning of the program, this would be very interesting, I'm sure. All right?
Okay. Bye now.
Is that good enough?
I don't know where I'll be from day to day. I don't think you'll
understand that, but you're going to have to give me a little bit of warning here, a little advance warning if you can, so I'll be prepared, okay?
Well, check the emails and do with them what you will, sir.
Yeah, I will.
I
have them, but I just don't have time to read them all. I'll try to keep up as best I can.
It's your country.
Yes.
Well, it's your Senate Banking Committee.
Yep.
Not mine. I'm suing the Queen up here.
Mm-hmm. We need a lot more agitators and activists here in our state, our nation.
I'm not an agitator. I'm telling you the truth.
Yep. Good enough, Dave. Thank you. Thanks for being with us. I really enjoy this type of thing, and I know many of our listeners do as well, because it really is cutting edge. It's talking about getting to the forest and seeing the trees where they are planted. All right, now one quick thing, and that is, again, those of you who have been asking me about the documentary, World War II, The Untold Story of America's Betrayal of the World in that war. You can order the DVD produced by Rick Adams, 75 minutes long, $20 for the shipping, the DVD, and the delivery confirmation. You can write to me, Rick458 at Cox.net. Rick458 at Cox.net. I'll tell you how you can get it, or you can just go to PayPal and send the $20 to Rick458 at Cox.net.
Got Mary Ann here in Werner as well.
Wow, Mary Ann Hennon, who had to go to Canada to escape from Long Island, where they were trying to put her in a mental institution so they could steal her house and other of her private property. I did get an email from you. My computer wouldn't let me reply to it. That's another issue I have to deal with tomorrow when my computer guy comes over. But I'm so glad you made it in one piece, Mary Ann. How are you?
I'm fine. I feel much safer here with David and Werner than I felt on Long Island.
No surprise there. Okay. Well, all I can say is that I did a show with both David and Werner on previous weeks. You need to listen to those shows too, folks. David Amos is highly involved in uncovering massive financial corruption, especially involving Bernie Madoff. And Werner has cattle that are being attacked by directed energy weapons, like Sheldon was just talking about. So all of these things have to be faced by the people. This is what our governments are doing, and we're paying for it.
All right, that's the point of the call.
Yes.
If you could effect an introduction to Jason, is it, and Sheldon for me, just sort of convey my sincerity.
Justin is my guest on now, and Sheldon of Tucson, yes.
All right. I was going to send them the same emails that just went to New York.
Excellent.
Now, you mentioned Quim Tam in a lawsuit there. I think Dr. Judy Wood.
Dr. Judy Wood, yes. Key Tam. And we're back with What's Ailing America, where today we're talking about our last hope, which is ourselves. And David Amos from Canada, please do repeat what you were saying, because this is truly amazing.
Okay. All right.
Go ahead.
I'm going to talk fast, and people can play it back on their MP3s. Mm-hmm. But it is important with regards to your concerns, Rebecca. All that said, you have a federal inspector general for Medicare. You also have one in New York. His name is Sheehan. Mary Ann will affirm that I talked to both of them last week at the behest of the inspector general of New York, Mr. Fish. Now, to stress test my thinking, I posted the link to the federal laws regarding the Medicare and how it goes to the states and other people, and how the feds are so concerned about fraud involving Medicare, and how everybody and anyone is obliged to report Medicare fraud. Now, I was
helping Mary Ann with her concerns in Suffolk County, but what applies to Suffolk County applies to the whole world. Mm-hmm. So I posted the links to the laws and the Commissioner of Health of Suffolk County. Now, you understand the people in Suffolk County are susceptible to a vaccination just as anybody else is in every other county in your country.
Mm-hmm.
All that said, I will send anybody the links because as soon as I posted it in a forum called the Swartz Report under Guardian 80-1 articles, it went poof so fast it'd make your head spin, and I knew I hit a nerve.